Ona express express. Mami, kupiga donut.
Atunifanya nini? Nyosha mikono. Ndio tupike donuts. Sawa. Nini?
Donut.
Unga ya nini? Unga ya kupika nini? Sema donuts.
Donut.
Unga ya kupika nini? Yes. Sema yeast.
Yes.
Tupike na kijiko. Na kijiko. Good boy. Unafanya maji? Kwa nini utafanya na umeitisha? Nini? Sema yeast.
Yes.
Ndio tumeweka yeast. Hii tukiweka kwa mikono ya tuto nitaviuma maji. Imagine.
Oh no. Utawashi mikono.
Imekuwa chafu.
Imekuwa chafu.
Tumepaka unga ya kupika donuts. Hii ni nini? Good boy. Tuweke nini?
Chafu. Donut.
Tuweke blue band.
Hapo.
Blue band. Shika. Koroga blue band. Koroga vizuri.
Mami.
No, sitoe donuts. Totoa pia nini kutoa donuts yangu. Msamba. Usimwage. Koroga hapo ndani. Alafu tuweke nini ingine? Sukari. Koroga sukari. Koroga vizuri. Koroga sukari vizuri. Hivyo kama hivyo. Umwagika. Ndio. Acha tukoroge sasa vizuri na maji. Acha tukoroge na hii. Unapika nini? Donuts. Wow. That's a good boy. Naika nini? Unamwaga. Unajimwagilia. Usiweke maji ingine. Usiweke maji ingine tusiharibu unga. Una unga. Tata chafu. Kwa nini? Yes, baby. Why are you shouting? Oh. Good boy. Usiangalie watu. Kwa nini?
Usiangalie watu. Usiangalie toto.
Watu wasiangalie toto? Usiangalie toto. Kwa nini unaangalia toto? Tuweke hapa kidogo. Kama kidogo. Kidogo yako itakuwa mingi very quickly. Kidogo. Bado unaweka kidogo. Unaweka nini? Hivyo vitu wangu. Hivyo tutamani. Kidogo hivi ifika mwisho. Kidogo mister. Kidogo bila jokes. Na inakuwa ni? Si? Naona. Na bado unaweka kidogo kidogo. Sasa hizi donuts zetu zitakuwa mzuri kweli. What? Sasa utakula nini na nimeikisha? Umekisha donuts, alafu unaongeza unga mingi. Sasa utafanya aje? Mtomboe, utafanya aje?
Mami,
Mimi sina jokes.
kidogo kidogo.
Kidogo kidogo. Nani huyo amefungua kwetu? Tutaambia tunataka nini?
Unapika jago.
Donuts zinataka kupumzika. Ni hivyo, acha tuache zipumzike. Sasa kidogo kidogo yako imekuwa mingi. Karibu nikokeo. Ni hivyo, rudisha kidogo kidogo. Kidogo kidogo yako imekuwa mingi. Acha ipumzike. Alafu kwanza tuende tuone kama uji imepoa. Na tukate na hii. Sio? Kata na hii. Hii ndio mzuri. Takata na hii. Welcome back. I had to take my boy away from the counter so that we can continue with the rest of the procedure. You saw my son and I had 250 grams of unga, 20 grams of yeast, butter 40 grams, and sugar 60 grams. In this mixture here, we kneaded it into a dough. When my son was adding me tidogo too, until tidogo wasn't really tidogo anymore. So this is our dough. I've been proofing it on steaming water. So I just placed this on top of the steaming water when the fire was turned off, and it proofed, as you can see. So it was a little dough. Now it is all proofed up. You can tell from me pressing. You see it has a lot of air inside. So I'm going to knock it back on this counter. So this is not needed anymore. So it's still very warm. So this warmth is going to help us in the next process, because we now are going to proof our donuts when they are already shaped. So keeping this warmth in here, I don't want to over knead it. So I was just going to, that's a little dough that was left in here. I'm just going to roll it out. I don't want it to stick. As you can see, it is still proofing, and therefore if I don't put this extra unga that I had left, it might stick on the counter, and that is something I do not want, and neither do you. So my boy woke up and he told me he wants donut. I had seen it in the morning, he mentioned, and I tried to ignore it. But he slept in the afternoon hours, and then when I went to take him from his bed, he continued to ask me for donut. And I felt like, why should I not do him donuts? He wants donuts. So the first part of our recipe, you saw my boy, he was with me. He was very excited to help me make his donuts. So you don't want it too thin again. You want your donuts to have some texture and some meat in them. So I'm not going to make it very thin, as you can see. I'm going to use this as my cutter. If you have a cookie cutter which is round, it's okay. So I'm going to cut this in the bigger circle and then this in the smaller circle. There's another donut recipe in this channel. If you haven't seen it, you should. I made some very beautiful donuts before, and I'm sure these ones will be just the same. You can follow this recipe or follow the other recipe. The other one is uninterrupted, and therefore you will be able to watch through. I don't have my son on that one, but if you're enjoying this one so far, please hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to create more beautiful recipes for you. So this is another reason why you do not over knead your dough, because you're going to get this off and then knead it again. You will have to knock this back again. This is why you avoid over kneading of your dough at any point, because if you do this, if you over knead, then your dough it will lose its what do you call it? It's stretchiness. What do you call that? It has a name. I'm losing it, but once I have it, I'll tell you what it is. So I'm just realizing that this is going to take a very big chunk of my donuts, and this stuff that I used to make them isn't as big. I also want to make sure they are not taking hold of the counter. Some of them are, which is not very nice. It is also the reason why you put either a lot of flour or do this again on a parchment paper. Someone asked me if the unga you use matters. If the wheat flour you're using matters. It does actually matter. Most of the flours we have today, they are meant for different things. Like they're not the same. Some of them are, some of them are not. Yeah, I'm not sure if that makes sense. They're all written all purpose, but some of them aren't really. Oh God, this is starting to stick, and I'm not liking this. Okay, perfect. This one gets them off easy. Actually does a good job making them better. Oh, bingo! I found it, the one I used previously. So we're going to cut this little teeny tiny holes inside. So you see, it's a bit of work to get this work done, but we are through. This is the last little balls I'm making of the dough. I don't want to throw away things to have your kid taste before you start actually deep frying this. These are your test for your oil. So I make them into little balls, and then we will give this about 30 minutes to an hour before I come back to deep fry them. So don't go anywhere. In the meantime, hit subscribe button, leave me a comment, and tell me what you would want to see me make for my house. Thank you. See you in a bit. So this is our work. See, 250 grams of flour can really do you very many donuts. Christmas season, and this would taste yummy for your visitors, for your kids, for your friends too. If you are the type that's normally welcome friends in their houses or in your house with a snack and tea, it's a very easy snack to make. The only thing you need is a little bit of patience to let them proof. So we'll come back in 30 minutes to an hour. I think they'll be ready by then. They've already started rising. You can tell. Until then, so it's been an hour, about an hour. As you can tell, my natural sunshine is creating shadows on my scene, but look at those donuts. Don't they look pretty? Don't they look pretty? They're well risen. Now we're going to fry this in some beautifully nice hot oil to beautifully golden brown. My son wants me. So we're going to get our oil nice and hot. You don't want it too hot, and then you don't want it to be on the lower side. You want them to cook through inside as well. So we're going to give this a few minutes to cook. This is our basin from earlier. We're still going to put them in here. I've not cleaned it. It's very intentional normally. The same thing I normally do to my chapatis. So after deep frying them, I'll be putting them in here. So because I did not put my donuts, already molded donuts in on a parchment paper or a paper of comfort, let me release them out. Yes, baby. Unataka niende nini, baby? Sorry about that. My son is playing and he wants me to go watch. But it's time to finish cooking his donuts, so we can't really stop now. We already started. You remember those little teeny tiny balls that we molded before? We are going to use them to test our oil. and prepare your oil. Once these have gone through the oil, normally after that, it's a very smooth ride. So our oil is still not ready, but once it is, it's almost ready, as you can see. So while we are at this, I want to thank all 435 subscribers up at the time of this recording. Road to 500. We have 65 more to go. So please hit that subscribe button. We are waiting for you so that we can start receiving gifts. It is so amazing. Um, I've read that once you hit that mark, you're able, you get to 500 subscribers and watch hours. I think watch hours, I'm a little short of that. So please watch my content so that we can be able to get the watch hours that we need to qualify for the first threshold of monetization. So I request that you hit subscribe and please do not skip and watch the videos to the end. So like I said before, it is because of you that I'm here. And if you did not watch my content, I have seen more content being watched. I've seen a lot of creators. So if you're here and you're watching my video, I am so grateful for you. The market is saturated, but it is said that there is always clients for people. There will always be a client for your business if you open it. Now, this is my space, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Please subscribe. So our oil is ready, and as you can see, it may be a little on a high by now, and I want to reduce my fire not to be too high so that they cook. So this is how they look. Pretty, right? Pretty. So I'm putting them in here to cool down. Then I'm going to add more to the pan. I did this to myself. I should have put them on a parchment paper, but it's fine. We're going to pull through. Like I said, the fire is very on a high. We are going to let them cook. In the meantime, I'm reducing my fire so that you can let them cook nicely. Aren't they beautiful? You have to let them turn to a beautiful golden brown of your choosing. So I let this cool down so that my son can have them. Look at that. They are cooking beautifully. So beautifully. So it is time for my son to have his 4 o'clock porridge, and he will have it with this beautiful donut that he requested earlier when he woke up from his nap. And because we are still continuing to do this, I will let my help feed him his. So it is time for my son to have his afternoon or 4 o'clock porridge. I normally have him drink porridge at 4 o'clock before dinner in case he ends up sleeping early than before the time of meals, because he normally likes to eat when we are eating. But in case he falls asleep, this porridge will keep him full and not hungry in the night. And then on top of that, we are adding a snack, which is some donuts for him to enjoy. And voila, this is what he wanted. As this cools down, as you can tell, the porridge is still hot. We want that to cool down. He went out to play for a bit. When he is back, he will find his donuts and his porridge ready for him to drink. To eat, sorry. Ready for him to eat. He'll find his porridge and his snack ready for him to eat. So my son has developed a new snack that he really likes, and when I buy it, he normally eats like the whole pack without talking to anybody. That is some ginger biscuit, and I am literally going to make the ginger biscuit to see if he will enjoy my recipe of ginger biscuits. He's enjoying them so much. Whenever I buy it, he will eat that whole packet. When I bought it at first, I was buying it for myself. Pardon the noise around me. I live in a neighborhood that has kids for the sake of my baby, because I like him playing with other kids and learn to socialize. So if you're wondering how these things look, this is so beautiful. They're so airy, they're soft, they're beautiful. They're still hot, and you can be sure by the look of how they look right now, they will remain this beautiful and soft even after they're cold or something. Nini? Donut. Donut ni ya nani? Shika. Nakaa tu sukari yenye ulikuwa unakula. Kunywa hiyo na nini? Ati yes. Wow. Yogurt ya pink. Thank you for staying with us in this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Mwah. Thank you, my baby. Unafurahia kukula donut yako? Tupe nani donut?
Baba.
Tupe baba akikuja? Tatuwekea baba.
Mami, pakai baba.
Haitoshei. Haitoshei.
Mami, bukan jam punya. No.
Chakula baadaye. Chakula baadaye.